It's a good morning here. Can you hear it? It's running. Plugged it in late last night. It ran all night. I think it came together really sweet. It is one of the steepest grades I've ever built a water feature on. Well guys, hopefully this is the last falls of this 16-foot stream. This is the left-hand framing boulder. Over there is the right-hand framing boulder. I have a little bit concerned about that one. I can tell it's gonna be hard to set. Doesn't wanna be level. So I'm gonna talk to you while my patience is still high, because after I'm done setting that one, it's gonna be threadbare. We had a pretty good day yesterday. Despite the oppressive heat, we made some progress. We built a giant waterfall here, and then we were just gonna have one falls coming down over here. I was setting that boulder over there to retain height, and then I looked at Deej and I was like, well, how cool do we wanna be? And we both tried to ignore what we needed to do, but in the end we knew that we had to build a little waterfall over here that falls into a pool there, and a little thread comes out over there. So we did the right thing, and that's what we're gonna do. He's gonna work in a spillway here. It's gonna land on rock, which is something I don't really like to do, but I think it's gonna look okay in this scenario. We are gonna get a pooling area there. We're gonna cut a little spillway into that gap right there. We were getting really wide up here to just retain this bank, help our grades work out. It looked a little silly because we had all this rock work out here, and it's so narrow, like we don't have any big pooling areas. It was just a little bit of water coming down. So this will help widen that out. I'll have water coming across more of the rock. The plan with this one, I made a mistake. I parked my job trailer right in the way. There's some windows there in the house that I wanted to make sure that I'm gonna be able to see these falls from, and I parked my job trailer there, and now I'm just kind of guessing where those windows are. Are they gonna be able to see that from here? So that was kind of dumb. You've heard me say it before, but when you're building these, it's important to understand what the client's expecting to be able to see it from, and if at all possible, make it so that they can enjoy it from inside the house, because we do spend more time, unfortunately, inside than we do outside, especially in the winter month. If I build it so that it can be enjoyed inside, twice the value to the feature. So that is the goal. With this top falls, I kind of want to orient it this way. Spillway is going to go over here. The idea is to get a nice clear shot to the windows that are right behind my job trailer. One of the challenges with these water features on such a steep grade is all of the excavation. Each one that we've dug for, like if I want to get a level spot to dig, I have to create a 5-6 foot bank on the back to be able to have a spot to place my boulder. But it's kind of fitting that the ones that are the most work are the ones that look the most awesome. Isn't that how life is? Enough philosophy. I'm gonna get started before it gets 400,000 degrees out. Oh, Deej is doing spillway work. Deej, show him what you're doing and how you do that. All right, Deej, break it down to me. Why are you doing the spillway rocks and I'm up there setting framing boulders?
Because you told me I have to. Here's what I go for. Okay, so what I do is that's what I started with, just a gap in between two rocks.
Yep.
And I go and find something that looks like it might fit in there.
You take your tape measure, get some measurements.
Take my tape measure, use my eyeball, and just find something that looks good.
And usually he brings like 30 rocks up and uses 2.
As you can tell.
And he's got a giant rock pile.
And then I just put it in where I want it, and if I need to, I'll use my grinder, hammer and chisel away at the edges until it fits in there as snug as possible. My goal is to get the gaps along the sides there as tight as possible so it looks natural.
And the top needs to be level.
And
it's not yet.
It had been, it isn't anymore.
But it's not right now because I made you take it back out.
Yeah.
But we have a pretty good system where I'll pick out the framing boulders. I'll say, hey, I want a falls in here. And then DJ works his magic, working it in. I can do it. Takes a little more patience. It's noisy, it's a pain in the butt, it's slow. I'm kind of bigger picture oriented, and he's pretty good at that. Thanks for your work, Deej.
There you have it.
Still crooked though. Happy Friday morning. It's a good morning here. Can you hear it? It's running. Plugged it in late last night. It ran all night. There's still a good bit of tweaking to do. I want to work on some of the falls. We got a bunch of aquatics to put up in there. Just look at these beauties. Aww, I love planting aquatics. And I got 2 more bags over here just because I like a lot of them. I think it came together really sweet. It is one of the steepest grades I've ever built a water feature on. Built some as steep, but not very many. I don't know if we've ever built any steeper. The one on the left-hand side there that I wanted because it's gonna be so cool, I don't have enough of water over it. So I'm gonna widen that spillway up there because I've got plenty coming over the middle, which looks really cool, but I'd just like to have more over there, like twice as much more. Let me know what you think. Today is gonna be detail work, moss, aquatics, touch up some of the edge stuff. I'm gonna start putting in boulder outcroppings on that bank, working my way down, filling the hole back in that I had dug to set my machine on, putting a few boulders down here, and then we're gonna get base in here so that we can put a just a little flagstone landing down here, place to put your chair and sit and drink your coffee in the morning, which is what I would do. I really like how we got multi-directions. That top, the way top falls might actually be one of my favorite things of the fall of this water feature, is the way that those 2 falls change direction. This one falls. Actually, what I have going here, I don't do very often, and I'm not actually super fond of it. With the exception of this one, that waterfalls, that waterfalls, that waterfalls, and that waterfalls, and they're all pointed the exact same direction. Part of the reason that that was created was it was so steep, you almost have to have a pooling area to create water that's going a different direction, and I didn't have a lot of room for that. It looks fine, but it's something to keep in mind. If I would have kept on doing that the whole way up here, you would have ended up with like a staircase look, like there's steps going straight up. I like to make them turn like we have up there. Also different height from the same falls. With that middle one, I've got that super tall one, and then over here I got one that's a different height. I like to create different heights and it looks more natural. It's a pro tip for you there, I guess. Even if you know what you're trying to create, you can't always do it, but it does help to know that, what you're trying to shoot for. The other thing that I don't really care for, I don't like how this shoots sideways. I think we need to rework that a little bit. I think what I need is a notch cut in here. When you have so much height, so much water movement, and you're using a lot of felt in the water feature, like the protective felt, it causes some for reaction. There's something in that felt that caused it to foam like crazy. It looks like someone dumped soap in here or something. No, that gets huge. If someone had dumped soap in here, we'd have a mountain down here this high. So that's why it's so sudsy like that. Give it a couple of days and that'll clear it up. All right, I would like to put her around here all day, putting in aquatics, doing a little bit of mossing, all the marginal work. That's what I would like to do, but probably Deej is gonna get to do that, and I'm gonna start working on this bank, which is fun too, so that helps. Do you feel like you're being watched? You feel like something's looking at you? Yeah. He owns that now. We have to ask permission to work on it. He just sits there and stump and tells us what to do. Alrighty guys, it's potentially a wrap-up day. We've got plants, we've got mulch coming. We're gonna rake this out, we're gonna seed some grass, we're gonna do some planting, we're gonna do some lighting, we're gonna do some mulching, we're gonna do some cleanup, we're gonna do some thyme planting, all of that little stuff, and it's all supposed to happen today. But lucky for us, we've got Christopher, we've got Tanner, myself, and we have DJ. But that's not all we've got. Which one do you want? Orange? You get this one. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Let's go! 3:35, ladies and gentlemen. We got her done. I think it had a lot to do with the rain and a little bit to do with me. Mostly it's just the guys drinking rain and planting stuff and mulching things and getting things done. What a space. I can barely remember what this looked like. It was a steep bank with about a foot deep mulch on it or something. Understandably so, because it wanted to move down the mountainside. We added a 16-foot Pondless, pretty beefed up, bigger boulders than normal. Today we put in 9 path lights scattered throughout here, as well as we put 2 up lights up on that tree. And then I did a bunch of little detail work, some gravel, put some thyme around here, creepy crawly stuff. And we put in the jointing down here. This is Black Hills flagstone. You'll notice that we came in too high here, and that was intentional. He is resurfacing all of this driveway. He asked us to bring it in high so that he can pave up against it. Thanks for following along on this build. Let me know what you think, what you love about it, what you don't like about it. If you have any questions, reach out in the comments. I'll read them and I'll try to reply to them. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. We've got lots of cool stuff going out. We release a new video every week. Anything from small landscape jobs. Most of DJ and I's projects have water features on them. Not all of them. We do a good bit of hardscape. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.